DEESLIMDAOG, and stay solid is the movement. Praise be to the Most High. Yeah, we back with another one. But yeah, man, I did this video right here, maybe like, probably maybe like 2 years ago, man, about don't let these YouTube streets get you killed. And sad to say that it was 2 YouTubers that one of them was unalive, man. It's a crazy situation, but it was a situation where sometimes, just going back and forth with people on the internet, beefing with people just for clout, just for likes, shares, and subscribers, man, that shit can get real. That's what you got to understand about real people in the internet. Not taking nobody's side. Really, I don't know nothing about neither one, because I think both of them, it was a loss on both of their side, and I think it was a dumb move on both of their part, because one of them is dead, 2 of them is dead, and one of them going to the chain gang and ain't never coming home no more. Yeah, this internet, this YouTube shit, it ain't worth going back and forth with people beefing, man, to get likes and subscribers and stuff, to get some money, because at the end of the day, the money not gonna even be worth it, man. The money not gonna even be worth it, that you walking outside and somebody outside shooting at you, or you got people trying to dox you, or at your lady job, or at your kid's school and shit, because you got some real true widows that's out here in these YouTube streets. Not just in the YouTube streets, you got some real widows out here in the street, period, that's really out here on demon time and don't got nothing to lose, and they'll do whatever, man. It's just a sad situation that it felt like that, man. That not only was the dude killed, but also his wife, his old lady, allegedly, she was gunned down too. She was gunned down too. And they say this been going on for a while. These 2 cats been having words back and forth for a while now. But then guess what? Them words, man, turned into action. They got serious, man. He caught up with Buddy. Say he caught up with Buddy in Las Vegas on the Strip. And see, one thing about somebody, when they got a made up mind, and their mind is already made up that, hey, look, this what I'm gonna do to you, this what they gonna do to you. You gotta take people at their word, man, when y'all be on here beefing back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it, man. You can't argue with a brick wall. And sometimes a lot of people think you being a punk by not saying nothing. But sometimes silence say everything, man. You got to let a fool argue with themselves. Because all it's going to do, when you entertain a fool, when you entertain a clown, you're going to end up in somebody's cell. You're going to end up in somebody's penitentiary crying and whining about how you don't want to be there. Everybody want to be a killer, man. But don't nobody want to do the fucking time. That's the thing about all this, man. And sorry, y'all, about the audio. They out here cutting the grass, man. But yeah, everybody want to be a killer and be a gangster till it's time to really lay down and have to do 50 years, do 30 years, knowing that you ain't finna be out here stunting no more. You ain't gonna be out here buying jewelry and shit no more. You ain't gonna be able to eat what you want, and you gotta live, and your life gonna be dictated around other people. Man, that's a crazy life to live, man. Who wanna live a life like that? Don't even entertain that, man. Just focus on making good content and staying out the way and taking care of your family and getting some money. That should be the goal for everybody, man, to get you some bread, take care of your family, serve God, and stay out the way, man. Don't let these YouTube streets get you killed. And I knew this was going to come because it's been going on Facebook. I remember a time, it's about story time, I was in Greenville, South Carolina, and it was a guy that he unalived a guy in Walmart. And he told the guy, he said, yo, listen, the next time that I catch you, I'm going to unalive you. And the next time he seen that guy, he unalived the guy. He unalived in the same way this guy did, man. You can't never, everybody ain't to be played with, man. Everybody ain't out here playing games, man. You can't get on here and be a keyboard gangster with everybody. That's what be going on. You got people that's jumping on the internet, being keyboard gangsters, feeling like they could say what they want, they could do what they want, disrespect you, and then when they see you, that it ain't gonna be no repercussions. But now, that ain't how real life go, man. That ain't how the streets go. So you forgot, you got real street guys coming to the internet now. You understand what I'm saying? And then you got guys on the internet pretending to be street guys, and shit is all out of whack now. Because real street guys, they already know that the penitentiary is real, and if you mess up, that's where your ass going probably to the day you die. Or if you ain't there to the day you die, you're going to be there for a long ass time, man. So That ain't the move no more. The real one's trying to get paid and stay out the way, man, and live a blessed life, man. You know, all this other flugazy shit, man, stay away from them type of people, man. Like, I don't even indulge in that type of content with these beef sectors and stuff like that, because that's the type of shit that can happen. That's the type of stuff that can happen, man. You know, 1 minute it's just words, then the next minute you got somebody outside your house. You got somebody trying to locate you and find out where you stay at to do you some harm. Or not just do you some harm, do your mama some harm. See, a lot of times people do things, and little do you know, it don't just affect you, it affect the people that's around you. The situation that this guy was in, it ain't just affect him. He got somebody else killed. It's going to affect his mama. It's going to affect his kids. It's going to affect everybody that he's involved with in his life, because they just took a loss, man. And the same thing to the guy that's a suspect that pulled that trigger. I'm pretty sure he had a mama or a daddy or a sister or a brother or somebody in this world that cared about him, man. You know, it's crazy though, man, the stuff that people is killing about. I never thought that YouTube would become a place where people just want to get over here and they want to just start fighting and shit over nothing. And you know, this just the first example, but I'm pretty sure this not gonna be the last, man, because I see how it's going. And it's starting with people with the money. You know, they make the people with the money, it's the fakest, because they making it seem like it's cool to have these street beefs when really it's entertainment. You know, a lot of these guys that's not really beefing with each other, they doing this shit for views and clicks. And then what that does is that's manipulating other people who ain't strong-minded and who don't know the game to participate in this foolishness and this fuckery, and they getting caught up in it, and they end up being the victim, man. They be end up the one that get gaslighted and manipulated to go pick up a gun and kill somebody. One thing about life, man, this ain't GTA fucking 5, bro. And if you go out here and you pull that trigger or you do anything crazy, you gon' pay the penalty, man. I bet you Red 9, he down there Red 9, because I know this going through his mind, because I don't been locked up, and while I've been on my YouTube journey, and that's all he gonna be thinking about. Yeah, that's what you're gonna be thinking about, what YouTube saying about you, not calling you dumb. You a dumbass ninja. I really feel like you a dumbass ninja, and you went out bad. You went out real damn bad. You crashed out about nothing, because ain't nothing worth you going to the penitentiary about. If it ain't about no money, it ain't about nothing at all, because that's the only thing that is money and God. If it ain't that, then it wasn't about nothing, man. You know, I don't care if it was what him and the girl said. I don't care what nobody said. Ain't none of that worth you throwing your life down the drain, man. And that's what he did. He threw his life down the drain when he went to Las Vegas, and he fired up and he pulled that trigger, man. You know, that's crazy to me. And this is what Biggie said. Biggie said, "You're nobody till somebody kills you." That's real. Nobody knew neither one of them. I never heard of neither one of the guys. Neither one of the guys, I don't believe, was monetized. If David is, then y'all don't quote me wrong. I ain't saying shit. But I just feel like that they both went out bad for nothing. They just both went out bad for nothing. So I think that learn from this, that we all should learn from this, man. Stay humble, bro, and try to stay out the foolishness, man, because you never know who you dealing with. That person that you think is a nobody really might be a somebody. And then you done got yourself into something that you can't get yourself out of, man. Because it's people, man, that's willing to drive 5 hours to pull up on you with a stick, with a switch, and put in that work. Yeah, I mean, you got some people that just like that they don't mind throwing their life away. They don't mind going to the chain gang. They don't mind being away from their mama, their kids, or their daddy. These folks is mentally ill out here, man. Don't become a victim in the streets, and don't become a victim in these YouTube streets, man. You don't got nothing to prove to nobody, because when it's gonna be out of sight, out of mind. Once you do something crazy, you pull that trigger, or you move, pull a fakey jakey ass move, and you off the streets, YouTube gonna forget about you, bro. You know, you ain't gonna be able to shoot no videos and shit like that. So guess what? You ain't gonna be getting no money. But not only that, they just, as always, out of sight, out of mind. Y'all gotta remember that, bro. You know, when you do stuff, yeah, then, you know, people, they all gonna call you a G, and they gonna amp you up, they gonna gaslight you and manipulate you, because that's being on demon time, and half of these people sleep. But when you get caught, and you get convicted, and the judge got to hit that gavel, and you catch that real time, them same people, man, that was cheering for you, that was boosting you up, that was gassing you on to do that crazy stuff that you was doing, nobody not gonna be there. None of them people not gonna write you. None of them people ain't gonna send you no canteen. None of them people not gonna send you no type of care packages. They ain't coming to see you. They ain't even gonna think about you, yo. Don't get caught up in the internet hype, yo. thinking that this shit real. Like, don't get caught up with beefing with people, man, you know, and become a damn victim, man. You'll become a victim out here. Just like in the real streets, bro, anything goes. It's become like that in these YouTube streets, man. So don't, just get you some money, man. Keep God first, man, and stay out the way. And like I said, arguing back and forth about stuff that ain't gonna benefit you and your family, man, it ain't worth the squeeze of the juice, man. But I hope y'all got something out of this one. Until the next time, knowledge is power. Stay solid, it's the movement. Y'all stay solid, stay blessed. Peace and shalom. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. We out.